Dear single parent, this message is for all you parents out there. When it comes to our children, each one of us wishes, hopes, dreams, or prays that our children be big, be tough, be strong, be brave, be talented, be famous, be beautiful, be handsome, be loved, be appreciated, be doted on, all of the positive adjectives. Maybe some of us would even wish for our children to be future kings, queens, CEOs, world leaders, just world famous. We also do hope that our children grow up to live better lives than we have. And most often, we intercede for our children to be change makers and to change the world. And those prayers for our children, dear parents, are good and beneficial for their future. So, dear parent, what I'm about to say to you is not only thought-provoking, but heavy, yet important for you to bear in mind. You see, dear parent, when you pray for your child to become a king, a soldier, a president, a world leader, then know this, that God is faithful to answer your prayers. God will grant you the answer to your prayers. But first and foremost, know that your prayer will be answered because you have humbled yourself to acknowledge Him as sovereign. Secondly, your prayer will be answered because you have dedicated your child into God's loving arms to do His will in the life of your child. Like I told you, dear parent, God is faithful. And as you have asked of Him, so shall you receive from Him. But I will let you know this today, dear parent, that if God has your permission to transform your child into a universal soldier, then the journey will not be full of roses and sunflowers. If you have watched the movie Universal Soldier, then you know that the actor had to undergo a grueling training process to mold him into become a fierce warrior. Dear parent, for your child to be used of God to change the world, he or she will also have to undergo divine process, which is not for the faint-hearted. For God to bring out divinity in man, the flesh has to die completely to worldly things. God will have to process your precious little one for years through lessons, experiences, challenges, obstacles, and mostly through time. What you perceive to be delay will be processed. What you perceive to be rejection will be processed. What you perceive to be hate or derailment will be processed. They are processed to mold and shape your child into the ultimate warrior. Look at King David of the Bible as an example. Before he was known by men, he was a 15-year-old sheep herder. But when God sent his priest and prophet Samuel to go and anoint this 15-year-old boy to be the next king of Israel, that is when his challenges began to show. At 15 years, he was anointed as the next king of Israel. You know, after King Saul, who God rejected and put David in his place. And King Saul was so jealous of David that he became obsessed in killing the teenager. And David for years had to run and hide from King Saul until the king died. So King Saul died and David ascended as king of Israel at the age of 30 years. Dear parent, for 15 good solid years, this David, the shepherd boy turned king, had to undergo a major process while in hiding for 15 good years, maybe even more. But when he ascended the throne, he was a man skilled in combat, a man of war with great warriors by his side who honored God's word in his life and enthroned him finally as their king. And to add on to the story of David, he not only had transformed into a universal soldier, but he wrote poetry, he could sing, he could dance, but most of all, he was loyal, he was humble and faithful to the God who made him king. Dear parents, what am I trying to say to you? Nothing good comes easy. Even your furniture, the one you sit on, was processed for your own comfort. Even the food you eat has to undergo a major process for your own nutritional needs. Do you still wish for your child to be great? It is my prayer that all your children become all what God has destined them to be. But as they grow into their process, Your work, dear parent, is to be on the threshing floor praying for their future. Your job, dear parent, is to pray for strength, courage, and wisdom for your children. Your job, dear parent, is to encourage, teach, exhort your children to live out their dreams. Your job, dear parent, is to be your children's guiding light throughout their lives. It's not easy. It's not an easy task to do, dear parent. But in the end, it is worth it. I hope you've enjoyed this message. And until the next time, my name is Betty, wishing you a blessed day.